Welcome back to the podcast you always needed, the only show on the internet that empowers men from a balanced perspective of both your inner world and your external reality. I am your host, Sean Heshmatpour, also known as Sheshan on the internet, proud owner of Sheshan's Life Coaching and Divine Alchemy Brotherhood. I am a truth seeker, a truth teller, and everything I give you on this podcast has been from my own trusted studies of myself, my students, previous mentors, and trainings, human to human connection, and observing how it all plays out in our physical reality. All that has led me to become the man I am today and how I guide my students over at Divine Alchemy. In our previous first few episodes, guys, I usually love to get into what has been going on in my life lately, what things that I'm up to, how my lifestyle has been so far over here in New Hampshire. Usually I like to get into a little bit more about myself with you guys, if you guys have been following the previous episodes. But today, I'm honestly just really excited to get into this topic. I've been receiving deeper messages from higher power lately. I've been getting very deeper into my daily meditation practice. And I want to share with you what I have been receiving through these downloads lately. It's been a main theme that I've also been noticing in the students that I work with in Divine Alchemy, in the mastermind, and also in the base membership program. And it's a main theme that they're all working through right now and progressing on each and every week on our weekly group calls and in the Telegram chat room. Along with that, I know that this is an issue that is going on collectively in our society right now at a very large scale, especially with men. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. So what I've noticed a lot of men go through is that they have a goal. And you are probably the same way if you're listening to this podcast. I mean, this is a self-improvement podcast at the end of the day. I'm sure you are a very goal-oriented individual. Maybe this goal could be to build a business, to scale your business, to expand your social circle, to develop your career, to have an active dating life, to find the love of your life, to get married one day, to be in a relationship, own a nice house, make anywhere between 5K months, 10K months, 40K months. I've heard it all. Over 4 years of coaching, I've met a lot of people and seen a lot of diversity in how they think, all based off of this main theme right over here through the stories that they tell me. And look, it's great to have goals. I have goals. Everybody has goals. It shows you are working towards experiencing the fruits of reality that life has to offer in the material world while also challenging yourself, because as you grow as a person through setting these goals, you're able to change, you're able to transform, not only in your financial status or your relationship status or the body that you create, you also change internally. You challenge yourself internally and you change through that. So it's very important to have goals. I love having goals, and I think we can all agree on this here. If you're listening to this podcast, having goals is amazing. But the common problem I see most people face is that they fuel those goals from a place of lack of self-worth, which leads them to put pressure on themselves and experience chronic stress and anxiety. And when they don't hit those goals in the time frame that they expect those goals to happen, it leads to a lot of burnout, self-doubt, and it feeds more into their energy, their feelings, their subconscious programs. I'm using different language here so you can hear this at different angles. It leads to this energy that they carry of not feeling good enough. The previous episode, I talked about how your self-confidence and your self-worth should not be attached to material achievement. And I'd recommend you go back and listen to that podcast after you listen to this one. Often questions and ideas my students who are focused on business and career will come back to me and tell me through their stories that they share with me when they experience burnout. Some of the common things that I'll hear is maybe I should switch my marketing strategy, or I hate doing networking and outreach and sales, or maybe I should switch to another form of marketing like inbound. Or they'll just say, man, I'm just not doing enough. I just need to push through this. I just need to push harder. Maybe I'm just not doing enough. And believe it or not, I've heard and I still hear the same stories with students of mine who are focused on dating and building their social circle. Maybe I need to approach more women. I'm not doing enough. Or maybe I need to tweak up my dating profile. Or dating and building friendships is so hard because most of the world is just a bunch of NPCs who are not on my level yet, which I'm going to tell you the honest truth here is really just a defense mechanism from blocking your heart to feeling rejected. Rejection is an illusion anyways. Nobody can reject you. You can only reject yourself based on how you think and how you feel about yourself, which I could go on about that topic for a while. Probably going to be another topic for a future episode. And these are just a few examples out of many stories I've heard over my 4+ years of coaching. You see, because the pressure that they put on themselves from anxiety, control, trying too hard to force to get something, to get an outcome from their goals, they're subconsciously, what they don't realize is they're operating from a place of lack. But the truth is, the God honest truth is you lack nothing, is what's creating a lot of this chronic stress for them. It's what's creating their suffering. And today, I'm going to talk to you about what fuel, which again is your internal state, you can have while moving towards your goals. This is what bridging the gap between spirituality and manifestation with practical 3D world application is all about. This is the Art of Detached Ambition, which is the title of this episode. So what is that fuel? Feeling good about yourself. That is the fuel. Okay, thank you for listening to the episode. Now I've given you the answer. I'll see you guys all next week. I'm obviously kidding, by the way. I understand it's not that simple. I mean, it is simple, but it can feel difficult, even though it is simple. So I want to break down detachment and manifestation very practically for you guys today and very simply for you guys, because there's so much content in the manifestation space that can feel very confusing to a lot of people that I've worked with and talked to and interacted with in this space and people who are on the path of self-improvement. But what manifestation simply comes down to is practicing feeling good about yourself. You see, what usually blocks people from feeling good about themselves while working towards their money goals, their relationship goals, is that they have this subconscious belief that their circumstances and what they don't have in their life right now sucks. It could be not enough money. It could be that their relationship status, maybe their relationship status is single, or they're having trouble with dating, or they're in a relationship that they don't feel satisfied with, or, they're going on dates with women who they have trouble connecting with. They don't feel like they have enough money in their bank account. And those are all belief systems, by the way. Those are all belief systems. Your perspective of what you currently have is simply a belief. It's an illusion. And that subconscious belief that leads to this feeling internally of dissatisfaction with their current circumstances makes them feel bad about themselves. And they carry that energy into their career, into their sales, into their marketing, into their dates, into their social environments that they engage in, and so on. You see, wherever you go, there you are. Whatever you do, there you are. If you feel dissatisfied with your current circumstances, you carry that heavy energy with you towards your ambitions because you are attached to the outcome in hopes that that goal of your ambition will make you feel better. All that does is mirrors back your dissatisfaction towards your efforts. So, for example, let's say you are single and you want to go out there and date, but you believe that you are not enough because you are single or maybe you lack experience with dating. Every time that you try to approach a woman or talk to a woman or text a girl or have a conversation with a girl, all that gets mirrored back to you is the parts of yourself that you feel like you're not enough yet. Or another example can be if your goal is to get into a relationship and you don't feel good about yourself, you start chasing and holding on to these women that you are dating, meeting, seeing, approaching, because you hope that when you have that relationship, when you have that connection that you desire, when you have that dating rotation, that your life will suddenly get better, which is an illusion. That's not true. And we're going to get more into that. Same thing goes with business and career. Once I get that raise, I'm going to feel a lot better, right? Once I'm able to scale my business to 10K a month, 20K a month, things will get better. Or for some of my students who are first starting out their businesses, they believe that their current situation is not good, whether they are currently living with their parents or whether they are working a 9-to-5 job or hustling other jobs while also trying to make time to work on their business. I see it. They're chasing their goals to land their first client or to be able to land their first few clients because they believe that their life is suddenly going to get better once they are able to have that client, that business, which again, like I brought up earlier, all it does is feeds more into your stress. You put pressure on yourself. You have anxiety. You doubt yourself even more. You resist your current reality because you believe that whatever you get in the future is going to make you feel better. And then eventually, because you are working towards these goals from a place of stress, pressure, anxiety, lack of self-worth, it leads to a crash, a burnout, just like a drug addiction. The reason why men and women, of course, too, become addicted to drugs, alcohol, junk food, sex, porn, is because they don't feel good about themselves internally. And they chase the highs of that drug, of the porn, of all of these things. So they can chase a feeling of feeling good outside of them. You see here? Because they believe it's the substances and the quick pleasures, the dopamine, the chemicals, the oxytocin, all of that comes from sex, junk food, right? The pleasure, the dopamine, the highs from drugs, the weed, the alcohol, the Percocets, heroin, meth, whatever drugs they're addicted to. They believe that that'll make them feel better. And when they are not engaging in that behavior, they don't feel good. And that feeling could be loneliness, emptiness inside, frustration, anger, irritability, and so on, whatever it is that they are escaping from. Now, this is going to sound a little controversial here. The same thing happens with ambitious men. They are so addicted to the subconscious pattern of putting pressure and stress on themselves because they don't feel good enough, because they believe that once they get the girl, as if you can get and possess another human being in the first place, or once they get 5K a month or 10K a month or 20K a month or become a millionaire or get the dream job, get the career, get the raise, once they feel like they get the amazing social circle and a great friend group that they dream of, that their life will become better. They believe they will feel good once they have that thing that they crave. It's a constant chase for a high. This is literally no different than drug addiction, than porn addiction, than junk food addiction. And again, this may trigger some of you listening right now, but I'm going to say this again. This is just another form of a drug addiction, a porn addiction, an alcohol addiction, a junk food addiction. You see, society teaches us from a very young age that we must put pressure on ourselves and we must go through stress to get what we want in life from a very, very young age, especially in Western school systems, universities, and maybe even your upbringing at home as well. On previous episodes, I've talked about my upbringing in my high school that I went to and how it was a public school, really, really ambitious when it came to sports and achievements and grades. And I know it wasn't just my town in Massachusetts that did this. I know this is a collective pressure that exists in many communities in the Western world. I know this collective conditioning at a very, very deep level. And it's not like the people that teach us these things are bad necessarily. They're not bad people. Like, they just don't know any better because of their conditioning and because of the way they were raised and because of the systems they were brought up in. It's generational. But this is now slowly becoming an outdated way of ambition, especially as we enter a new collective shift in consciousness. Because you can have everything you want in this life. Your life is limitless. I truly mean that. Your life is limitless. But you must learn to strive for those ambitions by already feeling good about yourself. By feeling good about yourself and your circumstances and where you're at in life right now currently, you are able to work with the present moment, to think clearly, to feel clearly, to act differently, to create the outcomes that you desire from a place that is attractive, a clean source of fuel. And that's what manifestation is all about. You see, manifestation is not just about thinking like you already have it and then doing nothing, sitting around all day playing with your dick. I'm sorry, I had to. That's not what manifestation's all about. You still need to work with the creator or God, universe, nature, consciousness, whatever lingo you use. I personally use these words interchangeably. You must learn to practice thinking and feeling good about who you are and what you already have while working towards your goals. There are a million different ways to make money. There's a million different ways to live out your purpose. There's a million different ways to have a fulfilling lifestyle. There's a million different ways to meet women and to date women and to communicate with women and to build relationships. All of them work. All of them work. You don't need to be so fixated on how the process is supposed to be or not supposed to be or to play out, because when you do that, you are resisting reality. When you resist reality, you resist yourself. And this is the opposite of feeling good. It's all about being able to feel good about yourself in the process of it all. That is what attracts. That is what allows God, the quantum field, the creator, to co-create with you. When you feel good, you work towards your goals in alignment with your natural rhythm. You are able to detach and let go of the outcome and enjoy the process. And when you enjoy the process, you bring happiness, joy, and being in a state of service into everything you are working towards creating. Because you are in union with the outcome. You are creating the outcome. You are not getting the goals. You are creating the goals. And some examples of being in a state of service versus getting, right? Being in an energetic state where you are at service, where you're giving instead of getting a goal. For example, if you are in a state of service while dating, your focus while you are dating is, how can I get to learn about this woman that I'm talking to? How can I hold a loving frame so she feels safe to open up around me? How can I give to this conversation? But you see, when you're in a getting energy, you're thinking to yourself, how can I get this girl? How can I get her to like me? How can I receive her validation? And it plays out in games and text. Okay, well, what should I say to this girl so she likes me, right? That's a common one. Or like, what time should I pick up the phone and text her back? Should I wait an hour so she can create more mystery? Whatever the fuck that a lot of the hyper red pill dating coaches teach. No, because that is coming from a getting energy. You're trying to get her. That's manipulation. You're trying to control the outcome. You're gripping on too tightly to the outcome. Same thing now with business. Instead of thinking, how can I get clients? How can I get more money? How can I give? How can I serve more people? How can I share my wisdom and information? How can I create more solutions? How can I use my gifts to create a better life for others? People find that attractive. Plain and simple. People find that shit attractive. People gravitate towards that energy. Money gravitates towards that energy. Women gravitate towards that energy of service. They gravitate towards the energy of service, of giving, of creating. But you don't practice this work just to get the money and women. And this is the hardest part that many people face. You don't practice feeling good, and you don't practice being at service so you can get money and women. You do it for yourself because it feels good. You do it because it feels good. I said that twice right there because that's very important. Don't do it for them. Don't do it for the external world. Do it for you. Because it feels good to feel good. It feels good to be happy. It feels good to feel curious. Explore your curiosities. It feels good to explore your curiosities. I love exploring my curiosities. It feels good to enjoy the process of your creations. It feels good to give to others. It feels good to share your knowledge and information to other people. Don't do it just to achieve something. Do it because you deserve to feel good about yourself no matter what current circumstances you are currently at in your life. Feeling good is a practice. Happiness is a practice. Love is a practice. Do it for you, not the outcome. Not to be approved by society. Not so you can get more women. Not so you can become popular on social media or popular in a friend group or have a large friend group. Do it because it's healthy for you to feel good. This right here, it'll get rid of your chronic stress, your chronic anxiety. This right here is the antidote for the highs and the lows, the crashes and the burnout, and the constant depression and fatigue, and the holding on to anger and resentment and the frustrations. This is the antidote of it all. And don't you deserve that for yourself? No matter what part of your journey you're on. And there are many ways to practice this throughout your day as you work towards your goals. Making time for meditation, journaling, taking walks in nature, observing your stories, contemplation, visualization, affirmation, being able to understand what stories are currently going on in your mind that block you from feeling good, that create tightness in your body. Practicing feelings of gratitude, appreciation, love, joy. It's a daily practice like anything else. People oftentimes skip this work or downplay this work, but training your mind and your nervous system is literally no different than training at the gym and clean eating. It's a lifestyle like anything else. It's a sport. And the more you can practice to trust that what you want is coming and that you already have it inside of you through your creation, to practice being in flow and loving yourself and your current circumstances, your material world ambitions will actually come to you. That's the paradox. Let go of exactly how it'll happen. Let go by what time of the year or what time of the month it will come. Just keep doing the work, the inner work and the physical work too. Just let go and enjoy the fucking ride. And I understand how doing this practice can feel very difficult at times. And that is why I launched Divine Alchemy Brotherhood back in May of earlier this year. We already have 20 students in the program, all working on their self-mastery, their self-worth, dating, relationships, social life, business, careers, you name it. I run weekly group coaching calls, self-paced courses that you can learn from, and a Telegram chat room as well, where you can ask me questions whenever you want and also mastermind with your fellow brothers who are on a similar path as yourself. I offer different price packages based on your personal needs, and I'm even partnered with third-party credit companies. So payment plans can happen and they can be very customizable for whatever payment plan you choose. So you can focus on moving forward towards your goals while feeling confident in who you are in the process of it all. You deserve to feel good about yourself and you deserve to have it all. But just like any other lifestyle, it takes work. And I'm here for you. And if you want to book a call together, check out the links in the show notes. On the call, we can discuss where you're currently at in your life, what your goals are. And from there, if we align, I'll show you a personalized game plan for you towards what we'll be working on together in the brotherhood. I'm really excited to connect with you. And until next time, my friends, I'll see you on the next episode.